Now, Audie Murphy and Thelma Ritter star in The Man on Ford Startime, TV's finest hour. Brought to you by Ford and your Ford dealer, who tonight will present Ford's Economy Twins for 1960. Two new Fords, two new low-price fields, two wonderful new ways to go the finest. More about Ford's Economy Twins after Act One of The Man on Ford Startime.
Do you have a phone listed for a Mrs. Gillis, please?
What is the first name, please?
I don't know.
Just a moment. I have a number listed for a Mrs. Gillis on Fairview Avenue. Would that be the one?
Is that the only one listed?
Yes, it's the only Mrs. Gillis listed.
Then that must be the one.
State 80169.
And the address?
I'm sorry, we do not give out addresses.
What was that number again?
State 80169.
Thank you.
Hello? 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 Hello?
That looks like a triple. That puts the pressure on me.
Good evening, sir. What do you have?
Here, please.
Yes, sir.
Say, do you know this neighborhood well?
I ought to. I've been around here long enough.
Fairview Avenue's around here somewhere, isn't it?
Yeah, just 2 blocks over west.
Someone told me with a couple of places around there that rented out rooms.
They told you wrong. They're all private rooming houses.
They still rent out rooms.
You looking for a room?
Yeah.
Well, why don't you try a rooming house? It's pretty late at night to be going around ringing people's doorbells.
You want to be in?
No, I'm going to cut out.
Beer, Joe. What's the rush?
I got to get up at 6.
So, one more game won't make that much difference.
Nah, I've had it.
Okay, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, take it easy, Bill.
You looking for a game? Yeah. You pull? A little. Well, great. What are we waiting for? You live around here? I don't remember seeing you in here before. You go first. I just got into town. Oh, you had tough luck. What do you mean by that? It's a crummy town. The scenery looks all right. Dogs. Well, I'm going to stay for a while anyway now that I'm here. Know where I can get a room? Sure, Norton's is right around the corner. It's a dump, but it's about the best you can find. A rooming house, huh? Yeah. I was thinking about something maybe in a private home. Someone told me there are a couple of places over on Fairview Avenue that rented out rooms.
Yeah, I guess they do.
Know which ones?
Search me.
Well, this, fella told me this, mentioned a Mrs. Gillis. Do you know her?
Sort of.
Think she'd rent me a room?
Yeah, she might. She's got a big house. She must have a lot of rooms. Seems to me she lives alone.
Good morning.
Good morning, and I don't
Well, I'm
want
not
any...
selling anything. I'm looking for work.
What kind of work?
Well, any kind. Mowing your lawn, wash your windows. Anything heavy you don't like to do yourself.
None of my business, but why is a young man like you looking for that kind of work? Plenty of good jobs around today.
Well, I need fill-in work. You see, I've come back to do some postgraduate work at the university, and I can't take a regular job.
Well, I'd love to help you out, but I do all my own work. I find it's much less bother in the long run.
Oh, but I wouldn't be. And I'm very good at it, too.
No,
You didn't know I was around.
I'm sorry, I haven't anything for you.
Wait. I don't mean to beg, but I really do need some work.
No, I honestly haven't got anything. I wasn't even planning on doing any cleaning today.
You can come back tomorrow.
Of course, but I'm sure something much better will turn up by then. Good day.
Did you sell her anything?
No, I wasn't trying to. I was looking for work.
My aunt.
If she's the lady who lives here.
Yes, she is. What kind of work do you do?
Well, any kind. You live here with your aunt?
No, I wish I did.
Does anyone?
Only Mr. Armstrong.
Who's he?
The man who rents a room for my aunt.
Oh.
Are you going to work here?
Well, I hope so. Your aunt's a very nice lady.
Yes, she is. I like her better than anyone in my family.
Well, I can see you do. You know something? You're a very pretty girl.
Do you think so? I'm never sure. Some days I think I am, and then other days I think I'm ugly.
Well, you're not. You're very, very pretty.
Thank you. Bye.
In the kitchen.
Got anything to eat?
Over there. Did your mother know you were going to drop in here?
If I'd asked her, she mightn't have let me.
Well, she's worried. You know how much I like to see you, but not if it upsets your mother.
I won't stay long. Who is that man?
What man?
The one who was in the porch when I came.
Oh, he's just looking for some cleaning work.
He's a cleaning man?
No, he just does it part-time. He goes to school. Now, you run along home before your mother gets after you. And me, too.
I think you should hire him.
Oh, you do? Well, why do you think I should?
Because he's nice. And he's cute, too.
Judy?
Well, he is.
Judy, you're a little young for that kind of talk. Now, you go on home.
All right. But I still think you should. I liked him.
Home, Judy?
Yes, ma'am. He said he thought I was very pretty, too. Bye.
That does it. It's just not my night, I guess.
You need another beer.
Hey, Joe, 2 more.
Okay.
On me this time.
By the way, where did you finally wind up last night? Norton's?
What are you talking about?
Where did you find a room?
I wasn't looking for a room.
You mean to tell me you didn't ask me last night whether you couldn't get a room over there on Fairview Avenue?
No. Never even heard of Fairview Avenue.
Okay, bud. Just finish your beer. I want to get out of here.
rang the bell, but she mustn't have heard over the noise.
Oh, well, it's not exactly quiet in here.
Mrs. Gillis, I don't mean to be a nuisance, but I looked all over the neighborhood yesterday, and I'm afraid I didn't have much luck.
I'm sorry. I haven't anything for you. I do my own work. I can't afford
Well, it wouldn't cost very much. I can do most anything around the house.
Well, plus you could wax the floors. That machine's awfully heavy. It'd only be a couple of hours' work, though.
That's a lot better than nothing.
What's your name?
Howard. Howard Wilton. This room. Beautiful.
Beautiful? Long time since anybody called it that. Not very stylish, I'm afraid.
Well, I like it. Feels so solid and safe.
Well, it was built to last, if that's what you mean. More than I can say for some of the new ones.
Mrs. Gillis, before I start work, do you think I can see the other rooms upstairs, or would that be too much trouble?
Wouldn't be any trouble, but there's just not much to see.
Well, I'd like to anyway.
All right.
It's just the way I knew it would.
What do you mean?
Oh, well, yesterday, seeing it from the outside, somehow I knew it would look like this.
Sounded as though you'd been here before.
No, how could I have been?
Well, you couldn't. That's what made me wonder. I've closed off most of the rooms and given the furniture to my nieces and nephews. That's the bathroom. And, this is my room, and that used to be my son's room. And this is another bathroom down here.
This is a wonderful room.
Yes, he always liked it, even when he was a grown man.
Well, I would have, too.
He loved good music, too.
You said this used to be your son's room.
Yes, my son is dead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, that's all right. It doesn't upset me anymore. After a while, you get used to the idea of somebody being dead, and well, you kind of like to talk about them once in a while.
Well, who uses the room now, Mrs. Gillis?
No one.
I thought you had a boarder.
Who told you that?
A little girl yesterday.
Oh, that Judy, how she chatters. It's a good thing we haven't got any family secrets, or they wouldn't be secrets very long.
Then you don't have a boarder.
Well, yes, I rent that small room down the hall to a Mr. Armstrong. Well, the tour is over, so why don't we get to work?
Look, where would you like me to start?
The living room, I think. I just rented that waxing machine for the day. Oh, and I'll have to get you something to protect your clothes. What are you looking at me like that for?
I'm just surprised, I guess. You're the first person I've ever worked for who worried about my clothes or anything else besides getting the work done.
Clothes cost money. People forget that.
Yeah, they forget a lot of things.
I'll get the apron. The closet's right in there. Here's the apron. Will you listen to that Sarah? Sounds like she's ready to tear somebody to pieces.
Yeah, she your dog?
Yeah, she wanders away every morning. I don't know where, but she always comes back.
Mrs. Gillis, who left that dog in here?
Well, why on earth not?
Well, dogs don't generally like me. I think they know they make me nervous.
Oh, she's so old she couldn't hurt you even if she wanted to.
No, you're not going to let her in here.
Well, Howard, you're trembling.
Well, I told you I'm afraid of dogs. That's an embarrassing thing to admit when you're a man, but I can't help it.
That's all right. I won't let her in. I'll just go around the back and quiet her. Meanwhile, you get on with your work.
Thank you, Mrs. Gillis. I'm sorry to cause you so much trouble.
Howard, do you know how many times you've said you're sorry since you've been in here? You don't have to apologize for everything, especially for being afraid.
I'm afraid of so many things.
We all are. Most of us are better at hiding it. pounds of white sugar and a box of kitchen matches. I think that's it. Oh, and Mr. Warren, would you have the boy deliver them early this afternoon? Yes. Thank you. Goodbye. Oh, Howard, you startled me. I didn't hear you come in.
Who are you phoning, Mrs. Gillis?
The grocer.
Sure you weren't calling someone about me? To complain about me?
In the first place, I wouldn't know who to call. And in the second place, I've got nothing to complain about. You've been working in there for hours without stopping.
Now I made you angry, haven't I?
No, I just don't understand you.
I don't understand myself, so how could you?
Well, here, you have your lunch.
Well, don't you want to see the living room first? I got a lot done.
Yes, I suppose you have.
Mrs. Gillis, could I have a glass of water?
Oh, of course.
Didn't I get a lot done?
Yes, I see you've got the drapes back up.
Well, that's all right, isn't it?
Well, I was going to wash the windows first.
Well, I did that.
Well, that's fine.
Don't you think it looks a lot nicer with the drapes drawn?
Well, it's a little early, don't you think?
No. If it were my house, I'd have them drawn all the time. You want to know something? While I was working, I was pretending it was my house. I've always wanted a house of my own.
Well, let's open the drapes, shall we?
If you want to.
Yes, I do. Where do you live, Howard?
In a room. A lot of rooms, really. A lot of places.
Well, I thought you told me you went to the university.
No. That's not true. I only told you that because I thought if you knew I wasn't anyone and didn't belong anywhere, you'd be afraid of me.
I think you'd feel better if you had something to eat.
I feel fine.
Well, you've got to have something to eat anyway. It's all ready.
Do you know what else I was pretending while I was cleaning in here?
No, what?
I'd lived here for a long, long time. Years and years. You're not offended by that, are you?
No, I'm just concerned for you. You
Why?
seem so tired.
Tired? Well, of course I'm tired. I've been working my head off in here for hours. What do you expect?
Well, don't get so upset.
I've got a right to be upset. You stand here and practically accuse me of being... I don't know what.
Well, come and have your lunch.
I don't want any lunch.
I'm sorry if I offended you, Howard.
Oh, no. No, it was me. Well, I had no right to speak to you like that. I always spoil things. It isn't what I came here for. It isn't what I wanted to do. Don't be angry with me. I'm just a little tired.
That's all I meant. I think you've done enough work for one day. You should go home and get some rest.
I don't remember where I live.
Oh, you could if you tried, Howard.
No, I can't. It happens lots of times when things start going wrong. I forget, and no matter how hard I try, I can't remember. That's sometimes whole days. Sometimes just a piece of a day. That's why I'm so frightened all the time, because I don't know what I might have done that I can't remember. And at night, sometimes at night, I just sit alone in my room and I hear a car drive up outside and stop. Car door slams. I hear footsteps. I'm frightened because I know they're coming for me to punish me.
My dear, I think you punish yourself quite enough.
No, I don't. Because I run away. But you see, I'm always running away. Even when I sleep, I dream I am.
There's that Sarah again.
Mrs. Gillis, you're not going to let that dog in here.
Not in here. I'll put her in the kitchen. I can't have her disturbing the whole neighborhood. Be quiet, Sarah. Quiet.
What's wrong, Mrs. Gillis?
This door is locked.
Is it?
And the key is gone. Where is it, Howard?
Wherever you put it, I suppose.
I never lock that door in the daytime. Give me the key.
I don't have it.
Yes, you do.
I don't have it.
All right, then. I'll let her in the back way.
Is that door locked, too?
Yes.
Maybe that man you rent the room to locked it.
He left this morning, long before you got here. How could he?
Maybe it isn't even locked at all.
Well, try it yourself.
It's locked all
You
right.
satisfied?
You sure you didn't lock it?
Positive. Where are you going?
Well, to make sure if that front door's locked. Front door was locked. You were right. I did have the key. I have two keys. I must have locked the door just like you said and did not remember it. I'm sorry.
Well, let's forget all about it just so you know you did it and that I wasn't lying.
Most people would have been angry. Some of them might have even called the police.
I think you'd better go now, Howard.
I don't know why I did it, Mrs. Gillis. This is because I wanted so much.
Wanted what?
Stay here in this house, always.
Well, that's impossible.
Why? I could rent that room and pay for it. And I'd do everything around the house, and I wouldn't expect any pay. Don't you see? It would be like it was your son being here.
Well, I wouldn't rent my son's room, and I couldn't rent Mr. Armstrong's room. I couldn't put him out without any reason.
You could explain to him how important it is.
No, I can't, Howard. I just can't.
Oh, please. Don't you understand? I just want to belong somewhere to someone, that's all. That's why I came here, finally. I've never forgotten what he said about this house and you. I thought maybe I'd be safe here. And maybe this was the place I've been trying to get to for so long.
Howard, who did you know that talked about this house and me?
Bob.
You knew my son?
We were in the same barracks. And at nights he used to talk a lot about his home, this house, and he showed me a picture of it once. And I stole it from him.
Well, the war was years ago.
I know, but then I didn't forget it. Well, sometimes I did, but then, you see, I had the picture, and that would make me remember. And I saw in the paper where he'd been killed in an accident. And I thought if I came here, you'd be lonely.
Well, why didn't you just tell me you were a friend of my son's?
I was afraid. I thought he might have told you about me. That I was discharged from the army. And I thought if I could come here and do it right, just once, if I could do things right, he'd see there wasn't really anything wrong with me. Maybe you'd understand.
Oh, my dear, I do understand, and I'll try to arrange something.
You mean I don't have to go?
No, I said I'll try to arrange something. Now, Mr. Armstrong will be home from work pretty soon, and I'd like to talk to him alone. I can explain it better that way.
Oh, all right, Mrs. Gillis. I'll go, and then I'll come back tomorrow.
It's going to be all right, Howard. You'll see.
Oh, I know it. I trust you. Goodbye, Mrs. Gillis, and thank you very much for everything. Which one is it?
That one.
My coat. I almost forgot it. You almost forgot it, too.
I'll get it.
I put it upstairs in your son's room.
I'll only be a minute. You wait right there.
Hello. My name is Franks. I'm a friend of Mr. Armstrong. He sent me here about a room.
Room?
Yes, I met him this morning at the railroad station. I arrived on the same train that he was leaving on. He said if I had any trouble finding a place to stay, I might come here and talk with Mrs. Gillis.
Well, I don't think she has any extra room.
No, I know that, but Mr. Armstrong thought I might arrange to use his room for the 2 weeks that he's on vacation.
On vacation?
Yes.
Well, I've taken that room.
You have?
Yes, you see, I'm a friend of Mrs. Gillis.
Oh, I see. Well, do you think she might know of some other...
No! And she's not in anyway, and I don't think she knows any other place. So it won't do any good to come back.
Okay. Thanks for your courtesy. It's cold outside. The dog wants to get in. Let me. You shut up.
Calling me, Mrs. Gillis?
Yes, I thought I heard the door slam and Sarah bark.
You were mistaken.
I couldn't find you.
Never mind about the coat.
What do you mean?
I won't be needing it. I'm not going anywhere. We're neither of us going anywhere.
You said you'd go if I spoke to Mr. Armstrong. You can't break a promise like that.
Why not?
Well, because then I couldn't trust you.
You mean you can't trust people who break promises?
That's right.
Well, I agree. That's why I can't trust you. When do you plan to speak to Mr. Armstrong? 2 weeks from now when he comes back from his vacation?
Who came while I was upstairs?
Friend of Mr. Armstrong's. Thought he might be able to rent Mr. Armstrong's room while he was away.
I see. I'm sorry.
And you sit down over there. I've got things to do in this room. I want to finish it properly. Don't answer it.
It might be important.
It's more important for you to do what I say. Much more important. Why did you have to do that?
I was just trying to get help for both of us before it was too late.
Don't you ever try that again. I don't want to hurt you now. Don't make me.
I was only doing it for your own good.
My own good. You know why I think I hate that expression more than any other in the whole world. Seems I've heard it all my life. From everyone I ever met.
And you don't believe anybody ever meant it, do you?
Not as much as you. Where are you going now?
Can I get Sarah's dinner?
She won't be needing it.
What do you mean?
Nothing.
Yes, you do. You've done something to her, haven't you?
No, now stop asking me questions.
Where is she? Where is she?
All right. You want to know? I'll tell you. She's in that hall closet. She's never gonna hurt anyone either. Never again.
I'm sorry for any feeling I ever had for you. And I did have it. In spite of being frightened, I had pity for you.
I don't need your pity.
Well, that's good, because you don't have it anymore. Now, get out of my house. Do you hear me? Get out of my house, huh?
Yes. I hear you. Now you hear me. You and no one else is driving me out of here. I've looked too long for some place where I felt safe. Understand? And now I've found it.
Found what? A home? Somebody to belong to? That's not the reason you came here. The only reason you came here was to destroy what you could never have.
Shut up!
Oh!
Who is that?
What is
Go away.
No, he won't. He knows I'm here.
Take a good look, Mrs. Gillis. If you say one word, it's going to happen to that boy, too. And you open that door and let him in.
Gillis! Mrs. Gillis! Mrs. Gillis! Hi, Mrs. Gillis. How come the door's locked?
I was out. I just got in.
I was afraid I was going to have to take all this jazz back. Boy, it sure is cold out. Well, I wish I had an indoor job today. Mrs. Abbott gave me a hot cup of coffee.
I'll give you a cup of coffee, Doug.
Oh, I finished that.
Oh, I'm sorry, Doug. There isn't any.
Huh.
Doug, this is Howard.
Oh, glad to meet you.
Howard's been working here for me today.
Oh, I got a bone for Sarah. Where is she?
She ran off, but I don't know where she is.
You want me to go look for her?
No, Doug. She'll come back. She always has.
Is something wrong with you tonight?
And I've got a headache. It'll go away.
My mother always gets headaches. She takes aspirins. Hey, if you want aspirins, I'll go down to the drugstore and get them,
Doug,
huh?
no. It's just that I'm very busy and I haven't got time to... You don't have to check that. They're all right.
I don't want to have to make another trip.
Oh, well, while you're doing it, I'll make out a check. How much is it?
$9.20.
I'll get it.
Never mind.
Now,
Here.
she wants to write out a check for me.
Never mind about that.
Hey, is she giving you a lot of trouble today? She's usually very nice.
Well, we're very busy around here today. Now, why don't you just run along? Keep the change.
Oh, thanks. I'll see you.
Send help immediately. I'm in trouble. You wouldn't even try to make it work, will you?
Oh. Oh.
This table needs a coat of polish. You have any polish, Mrs. Gillis?
Oh.
Mrs. Gillis, you're not listening.
Yes, I am.
Do you have any polish?
Yes.
You'd better get it. Where else are you expecting?
I don't know who that is. Don't answer her. She'll go away.
Did you tell her you'd be here?
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does. If you don't answer the door, she'll think something's wrong.
No, she won't. She's only a child.
It doesn't matter now. If you get upstairs, I'll explain to her you're up there arresting. Don't you try it. Because if you do, I'll let her in here and she won't go away again.
Oh, please, Howard.
It's up to you.
got the job. I was beginning to think no one was home.
I'm sorry it took me so long to answer the door.
You lock the doors for? You scared or something?
Well, I just thought it'd be safer.
My aunt never locks the doors. Where is she?
She's upstairs, resting. Don't you go up there.
Why?
'Cause I said not to.
It's not your house. I can do whatever I like here.
No, you can't. You do just what I tell you.
I won't, and I'm going to tell my aunt. Don't!
You're not telling anyone anything.
Stop it! You're hurting me!
What on earth is going on down here?
He hurt me. He twisted my
Oh,
arm.
he didn't mean it.
Yes, he did.
That's enough, Judy. He didn't mean it. Now, you go on home like a good girl and let him get on with his work.
What's the matter with him anyway?
Judy, I have a headache and I'd like to go upstairs and rest. Please let me do it.
I think you're mean, too. I think everybody's mean.
Don't be angry. It's just I don't feel well today. Please forgive me.
I forgive you. But not him. And he's not good looking. He's ugly.
Judy.
Why'd you come down here?
Couldn't let anything happen to her, no matter what you did to me.
It won't work, will it? I mean, I'll never be able to stay here quietly, just with you. I'll have to be by myself. Are you all right now, Mrs. Gillis?
What happened?
He fainted, I think. Feeling better?
Yes, I think so.
Good. If it's all right with you, I think I'll call it a day now. Well, I've done a good job, haven't I?
Oh, yes, very.
What time is it, anyway?
It must be quite late.
They're such beautiful floors.
And they never look nicer, Howard.
You think it's worth the money?
Oh, yes, of course. I'll get it for you.
I'll get my coat.
It's not in there.
I put it in there this morning.
It's upstairs somewhere.
Oh? I'll find it. My coat get upstairs.
Don't you remember putting it there?
Me? No. Oh, I never would have left it up there.
I didn't suppose you would.
You really are satisfied, aren't you, Mr.
Oh, yes, very.
I'm glad. I wanted you to be. Well, I guess I'll go home now and have a nice shower and maybe read a while before I go to sleep. I'm kind of tired.
But you must be.
Mrs. Gillis, you know, I've been told that there are times when I do certain things and then don't remember. I hope I haven't done anything wrong here today.
No.
Thank you. And I've been meaning to ask you all day. Did you ever think about renting out rooms here in your home? I mean, I like you so much, and I like this house. I thought maybe...
I don't have any spare rooms, Howard.
Then you don't live here alone?
No.
Where'd I get that impression?
I don't know.
Do you know anyone in the neighborhood that might be interested in renting me a room?
No, I don't, Howard.
Well, I pay $3 a day where I am, but it isn't worth it. I'd like to move someplace where
Well,
I
I
could be
think you'll find something if you try.
Well, it isn't a neighborhood I mind so much. It's just... The important thing for me is to be with someone I like. I'd very much like to be with you, Mrs. Gillis.
Oh, that's impossible.
Why?
Well, you see, I have a son.
You do? You didn't tell me that.
And I should be getting his dinner ready right now.
Of course, well, I'm sorry I detained you all this time.
That's all right. Goodbye, Howard.
Goodbye, Mrs. Gillis. You have very nice hands. I hope you never have to spoil them. My mother had nice hands, too.
Goodbye, Howard.
Mrs. Gillis. It's locked.
Do you have the key, Howard?
Me? No. Why should I have
Well,
it?
I just thought maybe
I don't
you...
see why I should have it. I do have it. I have 2 keys. Mrs. Gillis, I did do things here today that I don't remember doing.
Howard,
Someone at your door.
Yes, will you open it, Howard?
Should I?
Well, you've got the key.
I don't remember which one it is.
It's the big one. Open it, Howard. Open it.
All right, Mrs. Gillis.
Hello, I'm from the phone company. Your phone's been reported out of order all day. I'm sorry I couldn't get here sooner, but we've been swamped.
Sure phone not in order, Mrs. Gillis?
Yes, perhaps it is.
Oh, we have several reports. You mind if I call the main office?
Please come in. The phone's in the kitchen. Don't be alarmed, but I'm having trouble with this boy. This boy has been working for me here today, and he's done a very good job, but he's very tired.
Well, all right, Mrs. Gillis.
Well, you said you were tired, Howard.
Yes, well, I am tired.
Well, maybe this gentleman would be kind enough to drive you to the bus stop.
Would you do that?
Well, I'm not supposed to, but, well, yeah, okay. I'll make my call.
All right, and Howard, you wait out in the car. He'll be right there. You just go out in the car and wait.
All right, Mrs. Gillis, and thank you for everything.
Listen to me. You've got to help me. This boy is ill. He tried to kill me.
Hey, what?
He tried to kill me. He does things and then he doesn't remember.
Certainly looks normal, huh?
He killed my dog. He's kept me locked up here all day. He pulled out the phone. Please, you've got to help me.
Are you all right?
Yes, but he's dangerous. Take him to the police. They'll get a doctor. They'll know what to do.
Well, I want you to come to the station house, too.
Well, I'll get my coat. I'll only be a minute. Oh.
I just got here. The phone was pulled out of the wall. Yeah, look, you better send a squad car over here right away. Okay, I'll keep my eye on him. Miss Gillis? Miss Gillis? Miss Gillis? Mrs. Gillis! Mrs. Gillis! Mrs. Gillis!
my God.
You know, it seems that after every show, someone ought to say something. So I'd just like to say what a great pleasure it was working with Thelma, Ritter, and the entire cast on Ford Startime. Now, I guess it's time to say good night from all of us, and from Ford and your Ford dealers. Good night.
Ford Startime has been brought to you by Ford and your Ford dealer, who invite you to see Ford's Economy Twins for 1960. Two new Fords, two new low-price Fields. The large economy-size Ford, the Fairlane 500, and the new economy-size Ford, the Falcon. It's the economy choice of a lifetime.